Hey, Spider-Man fans. Hi, it's Michael Johnson, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Michael Awesome Videos. Today I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, so this video is definitely gonna contain spoilers, so I'm gonna be nice enough and give you, until the count of my fingers to leave this video. Because I'm definitely going to be talking about spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give you a few seconds more if you're still watching this video. This is going to contain spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, I've given it enough time. Diving right in. This is just my thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home, and I love the movie. Oh my god, I literally seen it like 3 times in less than a week. Like last week when it came out, I saw it 3 times. Yeah, I loved it, and it feels like a dream. The best way to describe it for me is it feels like a dream, that we got this movie. Like, honestly, like from the jump, I think the beginning just got me right away when, from Far From Home, I remember being in the theater and, when Mysterio revealed Peter's identity, I was waiting, like, what's gonna happen next? I was like, what's gonna happen next? Have to know. And I was like, when's the next movie? And then once this movie got announced, I was like, finally you get to know what happens next. And I think the background music helped too. It was just like all jumpy. It was like everyone like taking their phones out and like screaming like, "Oh, Peter Parker!" And like he was having to swing Zendaya MJ out from the crowd of people, and everyone was just following him, and it was like, "Oh, Peter Parker! Oh, he's a murderer! Oh," nah. And then just showing like people that like Flash. Finding out his reaction to finding out that Peter Parker was Spider-Man was so funny. And then after that was when, Peter and MJ jumped down into the sewer into the train station. I love that. The beginning was just, had me, like, it was so jumpy and exciting. I was in it right in the beginning. And then, it did slow down a little bit. I know people did say for the reviews for Rotten Tomatoes, some critics said it did slow down a little bit. It was a little bit slow in some parts, and it did get slow in some parts, but not in too many parts. The best thing about this movie, it didn't get slow in too many parts. Wow, there's so much to talk about. The beginning was just definitely one of my favorite parts of the movie. Another one of my favorite parts of the movie was Doctor Strange. And he did the spell. That's another one of my favorite parts that you didn't think to call. I feel he was being a little bit selfish, Peter, and I feel this movie had a huge growth for him to not really think about himself, but thinking about really about others and really about other people besides himself. He really grew to be a leader in this film. And from the other Spider-Mans, like from Homecoming, he was a kid. He was still understanding his powers. And then, we got him in Infinity War and Endgame, and he was still growing into being a superhero. And then we got him in Far From Home, where he really had to think about getting the responsibility of being a superhero. I love, another line I love from the movie was MJ's line when they're talking about colleges with MJ and Ned. MJ saying, if you expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed. And honestly, I agree with that statement. That's like another valid takeaway from this movie, and like at least I take that in life sometimes, especially during this, pandemic time. It's like expect disappointment, might be disappointed, you know. I've been disappointed a lot this past year and the year before, so I kind of agree. I like that scene. I agree with it. In some points of my life, not every time. So yeah, I love that line. And then another line I love that we got is from the past Spider-Man movie, is when Aunt May, unfortunately, when we lost her, I was crying at that part. I was sobbing when Aunt May died. I was like, no, not Aunt May. When the Green Goblin, killed her, I was like, no. But I loved her last line: "With great power comes great responsibility," which Uncle Ben said in the Spider-Man, in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man trilogy, and then the same thing in the Amazing Spider-Man trilogy. Not trilogy. Not in the two Amazing Spider-Man movies that we got, with Andrew Garfield. So yeah, that line was just echoing the Spider-Man, movies, and I love how we finally got it in Tom Holland's Spider-Man in this one, because that was such a very powerful line, and I love how the way they did it for her to die and how that to be her last line was so powerful. I was definitely, every time I think about it's like I can't believe he lost Aunt May, and he really is alone. The ending was super sad. Getting more into other parts, I still can't believe it that we got all these past super villains: Electro, Green Goblin, Lizard, Sandman. My favorite villain was definitely Jamie Foxx, Electro. And one of my favorite line that Electro, Jamie Foxx's character, when he said to Andrew Garfield, yeah, we got Andrew Garfield, by the way, and Tobey Maguire, which is crazy insane. I'll get into that. But first, my favorite line from Electro, played by Jamie Foxx, was when he was talking to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. It's like, you have a good face, and you're from Queens. I just was expecting you to be black. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He was so white. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was so white. And it's like, I love that he was like apologizing for not being black. Oh, that was just really hilarious. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. And honestly, when he said that, right away I was thinking, shout out to Miles Morales, Page Miles Morales to the MCU. We need a live action Miles Morales. If you follow me on TikTok, I've been talking about having a live action Miles Morales. We need live action one now. Like, honestly, we have Black Panther, we got Shang-Chi. Why not a black Spider-Man now? It's only right. The moment is like right. Next year, hopefully, or sooner would be better, to have a live action Miles Morales. So yeah, I love that line. Still cracking me up. I just thought you were gonna be black. So yeah, this movie had me on an emotional roller coaster from start to finish, and now going into Andrew Garfield and getting Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Ned opening a portal, I was like, okay. And so I love when, Ned was, discovering he could do magic a little bit. So I'm kind of excited to see where that goes to. But yeah, going into when Ned and MJ were looking for Peter after Aunt May died, and they opened the first portal. Honestly, when I was sitting in the theater and I was watching this for the first time, I was like, no way, no way, we're not gonna get it. Like, is this gonna be him? Are we getting this? Are we actually gonna get Andrew or Toby in this movie? Or was that one theories right? Was my theory right? Was everyone theorizing the right thing? Did we actually get it? And when Andrew came out and was revealed that it was him as Spider-Man, I was, oh my god, I was just in shock. I think I was just in shock, and I was like, no way, we got Andrew. And then when they did it again and we got Toby, just complete shock. I was like, no way, we got both Andrew and Toby, and they really look. What went right through my mind is that they really did a good job with, covering it up and not pretending not to just say anything and just be like in all the interviews, it's like, oh no, we're not in it, and it's like we're not, no, no, we're not. In every single interview, they did a good job playing it off. But we did get those leaks, unfortunately, with Andrew being in this movie. So I thought it was fake. It turned out it was real. It's the leak photo of Andrew, like, I think when they were on the Statue of Liberty in the final fight scene. And so that turned out to be real. Still, I was so shocked, surprised, and I was happy for it. And I still can't believe we got it. Honestly, that part doesn't feel real that we got both Toby and Andrew in this movie. The scene was so hilarious with Ned's mom speaking. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of the language. It was another language. I think, comment below if you know the language of Ned's mom was speaking when Andrew and Toby were in the house. But it was just hilarious because they were discovering that both of them were Spider-Man. They were shooting webs, and MJ. The most hilarious scene for me in that scene specifically was when MJ was kept on throwing bread at him and then saying, "Qual, prove you're Spider-Man. Qual on the wall." It's like, no, I'm sticking to the wall. That's enough. That's enough. And Andrew's like, sticking to the wall is enough. That's enough proof. It's like, no, bro. And how he didn't carry an ID, which fits, because he wanted to be, for Spider-Man wants to be anonymous. So it's like, I don't carry an ID. It kind of defeats the purpose of being, anonymous superhero. So I love that. I love that. And they throwing bread and like, prove you're Spider-Man. Crawl on the wall. It's like, no, I'm sticking to the wall. This is enough. It's like, oh my god. MJ was the best. And I also love Randy. When, the scene I love with MJ is when she had that box containing the spell from Doctor Strange. And, they were in the room with all the villains, and Peter Parker was like coming up with the plan to help fix them and change their fate, and how she was like, I will press this button, and we'll press this button so you would go back to your realities and you will die. And my favorite scene with MJ, my other favorite scene with MJ was before that, when when Peter gave her the box, and he was going after Doctor Strange into the Mirrorverse, and she was, I want to do the pose that she was doing to when she had the box and was going into she was standing. I love that when she was trying to guard her box and make sure no one goes after Peter. It's like, no one goes after him. I just feel we got, so much more of MJ. I feel, before, for Homecoming, we really didn't get to see her much. She wasn't really in the movie in Homecoming that much, only like a few scenes, and then Far From Home, she was like more part of the storyline, because she was becoming the love interest, and then after they got together, you know, they are together now, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and got to have her be in the movie more. So I love the growth of her character too, growth of Ned's character too. I love how he kept on being the third wheel, and kept on like trying to be a part of their relationship. I felt so bad for Ned. You're such third wheel. I was like, aw. Hopefully Ned finds someone, or I don't know what's gonna happen with Ned. I think Ned could be, you know, could become a sorcerer, maybe get trained by Doctor Strange in the future. I don't know. I don't know. Wow, I feel like I'm rambling on. But I don't care. There's so much to talk about in this movie that I don't even care that I'm rambling on. Because, so much. It feels, like I said, it feels unreal that we got this. I'm, like, still, like, in, like, awe of the movie, even after I've seen it. So, nice things. Anyways, sorry about that. So yeah, feels just in awe that we got this movie. You know, ever since, Far From Home, I've been like waiting for this movie. And the nice thing that I did to like prep myself is rewatch the Tobey Maguire movies. I grew up in the 2000s. I was actually young. I was born in the 2000s. I was like, I think when the movie came out in 2002, I was only 2 years old, so I didn't really even start watching the Tobey Maguire movies until like a few years after. So I didn't I grew up with them, but I didn't actually watch them until like a few years after when they were on DVD. When they were on DVD, that's when I watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man, I never really watched. So when I was watching it to get my background all checked in for this film to get all caught up. It was my first time watching The Amazing Spider-Man, and then The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And the first one, I thought it was okay, The Amazing Spider-Man. The second one was, I really mostly like the second one for Electro, honestly. I didn't like their iteration of Harry Osborn for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think the best the best version of Harry Osborn was, of course, from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, James Franco. He did an awesome job playing Harry Osborn. I wish it would have been cool if he was still alive. Only he didn't die in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And honestly, rewatching those movies was just, I do have a favorite. It's Tobey Maguire. It has to be Tobey Maguire that really got me into Spider-Man. And growing up, it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I think it was just felt more realistic and more, close to what Spider-Man was as a hero. And I think, so getting a little bit deep, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was really, a strong, character built for Spider-Man. He, had his challenges. Life wasn't perfect for him. He didn't get everything he wanted. He had to go through challenges, Uncle Ben dying, and then facing, losing, again, his MJ, because, he wasn't ready for a relationship because he didn't want her to get, caught up in between the Spider-Man chaos and respecting, wanting her to live a normal life. So it was, I think that really like showed a really strong, personality for Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was just, a powerful one. And, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield was okay. I just, I didn't really feel it. I didn't really feel the same way as I did for Toby. And I Tom Holland is another one that I feel is a little bit more close kind of to the, you know, comedic side, young comedic side of Spider-Man. So it was more, the younger Spider-Man, where Toby, I think, represented, more of the older, going through a lot of challenges, and not that, Tom Holland's Spider-Man didn't go through a lot of challenges too, with becoming Spider-Man himself. It's just, they went through different things, and I feel like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man now, it's been like years in it, like in this movie when he showed up, he's a lot more older, he's more mature, and still, he's working on himself. He's continuing to work on himself, and I love the line when he was talking to Doc Ock, trying to do better, and that's all you can do, and it feels human too. It's like that's all you can do as a human is just try and do better. And the best thing is to work on yourself and make sure you have yourself in check. And he's continuing to help people, and he's become definitely more of a mentor. And I feel like he was a mentor to Toby and to Andrew Spider-Man and to Tom Holland Spider-Man when he showed up to this movie, as he prevented Tom Holland's Peter Parker from killing the Green Goblin, and having him cure him instead of going on the anger and revenge that from the Green Goblin, from Norman, aka Norman Osborn, to killing, because he killed Aunt May. So I love, I think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man really shows a more mature, he's matured over the years, he's more of a mentor now, which I loved. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and I don't think any other Spider-Man would top him. I think the second one, my second favorite, would be Tom Holland's, definitely. I feel like Tom Holland was more, his Spider-Man is more lighthearted and more comedic, and young too, so, and kind of closer to my age. So I can relate for him, for age-wise. Just finishing, he's finishing up high school. I'm out of high school. I've been out of high school for a few years, but still, he's close. He's closer to my age than the rest of the, than Andrew Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So, yeah. So, that's who I'd pick. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man would be my favorite. Oh my god. So, going into, should I just jump into the ending? Oh my god. Honestly, this movie, what's another word to describe it? Like a fever dream too? Because honestly, a movie like this, it's good when it keeps you in awe, and it feels like a fever dream for days. That's artistic. That's a good movie. If it keeps you in awe and thinking after a few days after you see it, then that's artistic. And that's a good movie. At least that's what I think makes a good movie. Okay, so now I can't believe we got 3. I love that. We got the meme. Yes, we got the meme. You know, the meme that's been going around Twitter even before this movie when it was rumored we're getting Toby and Andrew in this movie. In the science room where Ned calls Peter, and they're all like, wait, which one? You? In the science room. I was like, at first I was like, the first time I watched it, it was like, it kind of completely read past my mind, but then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, we got the meme. Yes, we got that Spider-Man meme with all three Spider-Mans. Oh, the best. And it was like, went through my mind the third time too, when I saw it the third time, was the people, Kevin Feige probably was like, so how much fan stuff do we want in this movie? So we got the Spider-Man meme. Want to put that in the movie? Yeah, let's put that in the movie. And how about another guest, Charlie Cox from Daredevil, another Spider-Man fan theory. Want to put him in the movie? Yeah, check off. They're just checking off all these fan theories, and it's like we're just gonna put everything the fans want in this movie. I feel like Kevin Feige did do that, and we got what we wanted and a little bit more. So yeah, we got Charlie Cox. I can't believe I went past that. We got Daredevil. I love Daredevil. I've been a fan of Daredevil since season 1. I was so sad when it got canceled. So loved it when he had his appearance. And I didn't even mind it was just like a small appearance. He was in it for like one scene. But I loved it when the brick went through the glass and he caught it. It's like, Peter was like, what kind of lawyer are you? It's like a good one. Just, even if it was a small scene, he really made it. He really made it. He owned it. He owned the scene. So, I hope we get more of Charlie Cox in the MCU in the future now that we got at least probably a version of him, a version of Charlie Cox's Daredevil in this movie. So, there's supposed to be a new Hawkeye. It comes out Wednesday. I'll be talking about that on my TikTok this week. Well, getting into Daredevil. No, I know why I said that. No, what I meant to say, getting into Hawkeye. Because that ending, oh my god. The ending was so sad. I just Doctor Strange could have like thrown him a little bit of like, come on, help him out a little bit. You know, because I know to say like forget to do the spell the original way, so people wouldn't like other versions of like villains were to come in from other universes, but it could have like Doctor Strange could have helped him out and just like have at least one person remember him, and I just because he's lost Aunt May, everyone now doesn't know who he is. Everyone, I was so sad when he went to the donut shop where MJ works and Ned showed up and he wrote a note saying who he was, but he decided not to, because he realized, he saw that they got into MIT and he didn't want to bring them into the chaos again and mess everything up for college again. So I feel bad for him. He's all alone in that little apartment. But we did get a classic suit. I know in an interview he said, I think maybe it was a red carpet premiere of Spider-Man No Way Home, where he said Peter Parker is going to need a new suit after this movie. And yeah, we got a new suit. The classic Spider-Man suit at the end he was flying through in New York. I was so sad at the ending, but however, I'm excited for the future of Spider-Man and where it's going to take us into MCU. I just feel this movie was not only, a gift for Marvel fans, however, it was a gift for Spider-Man fans, since Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because this were, like I've been saying on my TikTok, this is just different level hype, different than Endgame level hype, not the same, different, because this is like, it's got like, this is kind of like the Spider-Man universe, not that they're separate, because MCU now is like including everything now with the multiverse. Not separated really anymore. We're getting more, connecting these universes together even more. So I am excited for the future. This, I have to say, if I had to give it stars, I have to give it 10 out of 10 stars for this movie. Not everything was perfect about the movie. No movie is ever perfect, but for this movie, it's definitely definitely the best Spider-Man movies I've seen. And I don't know if anything could top this Spider-Man movie. So I know they're working, Kevin Feige confirmed that they're working on the next Spider-Man. I don't know how they're going to top this. I'm just hoping we get another Tobey and Andrew cameo in the MCU again, because now that we know that we can, they're out there in another universe, hopefully they'll do another cameo. So yeah, best Spider-Man movie ever. Yeah, I feel I can say that confidently now. So, wow. I'm gonna be probably talking about this and doing another video. Just talking more about the movie and my theories on my TikTok and on YouTube. So make sure you follow me on TikTok and YouTube. And just, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok, and I'll keep you updated on all Marvel news, Spider-Man news. This week, I'm going to be talking about Hawkeye. And also, I'm a fan of Euphoria, so the trailer just came out for that show. I know it's not Spider-Man, but Zendaya is in Euphoria. I'm going to be talking about that on here. Do a video on the trailer and what I think will happen for season 2 on YouTube channel here. And just talking about Spider-Man and Euphoria and all other, TV news from all the other shows that I watch. So make sure you follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow on my TikTok, and it's kind of crazy. We have a break before Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. That doesn't premiere until May 6th, I believe is the exact date. So I think I'm just gonna have fun rewatching old Marvel movies. Star Wars, I think a new Star Wars series is coming out next year on Disney Plus. So I'm just gonna keep you updated with more, TV show news, Star Wars. I watch a lot of TV, so next year we're getting a lot of good shows and movies, so I'm excited. So, again, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on TikTok. I'll put that all in my description below. Until then, keep safe, everyone. And with great power comes great responsibility. I think that's the last quote I want to say. That's the main takeaway from this movie, is that quote. See ya.